Okay, now I want to tell this specifically to Mr. McAdam and Mr. Sokol, because this is a quote I totally, in fact, I was saying similar things, but this is not me. Don't guess that it's me, okay? There are two types of laws, just and unjust. I would be the first to advocate obeying just laws. Me too. One has not only a legal but a moral responsibility to obey just laws. Conversely, one has a moral responsibility, Mr. McAdam and Mr. Sokol, to disobey unjust laws. The big question here, obviously, is who decides what is unjust? Well, you see, only judges can decide what is unjust. How about the person who took the oath? Am I not responsible for the oath? When I go to court and I swear to tell the truth, I don't get to say, unless the Supreme Court tells me I don't have to. Or unless my sergeant tells me I. The sheriff told me to protect the agency more than anything else, and if I have to lie in court, that's okay. No, that's not okay. That's perjury. If you don't keep an oath, you've committed a crime of perjury. Maybe worse, but you have at least committed perjury. So I don't get to advocate my responsibility to keep my oath or to keep my word when I swear that I'm going to tell the truth in court or that I'm going to uphold and defend the Constitution. I cannot pass that on to anyone else. Not the Supreme Court, not my mommy, and not my supervisor. I am responsible for the fulfillment of that oath. That's why every single individual has to take it. I did not swear to go along with political correctness or the Supreme Court or the barber down on Main Street. I have to keep that oath, which presupposes that I know and understand the Constitution. Because that's what I swore allegiance to, and that's what Article 6 says I have to do. So here we go. Now, this is amazing. Who actually said this? Thank you, ma'am. Next slide. Dr. Martin Luther King said this. And I am so proud to use this in my presentation. Do it everywhere? Go everywhere. But what this also, I believe, presupposes is that there's not a cop, an IRS agent, any federal agent, any deputy, any sheriff, any chief of police, any cop, any highway patrolman that has any responsibility or any kind of duty whatsoever to enforce unjust laws.
Right.
That would be the antithesis of America.
That's right.
We don't enforce tyranny. We don't enforce corruption.
Right.
We stand against all of that.
Yes.
And we refuse to enforce stupid laws. We don't. And I love this because I want to ask Mr. McAdam what his expert opinion is on this radical, right-wing, extremist, racist Martin Luther King for saying such a radical thing to us all that we should not obey laws of corruption. Okay? Please explain that to me in your expert opinion, of course. Okay? Next one. Your oath, and the oaths vary, but this is pretty much it, and I copied parts of different states' oaths. It's not the military oath. The military oath says protect the Constitution and defend it from all enemies, both foreign and domestic. Well, who else would you protect it from? Okay, so not all of them say that, but it's still. Would you be serious that if you took an oath, you would say, I will protect you from street gangs and street criminals and common thugs, but I will not protect you if the abuse is coming from a government agent? Why? Oh, well, because you have to get a lawyer to stop that. Why? Do you know that in our experience, the many times that constitutional sheriffs have stood against abusive government, they've won every single time. Brad Rogers, I did, Sheriff Glenn Palmer in Oregon, Sheriff Clark, Sheriff Nick Finch in Florida. You go on and on about it. There were several in Utah that did this, and Sheriff Marty Cleve in Utah said, if I have to deputize every single person in my county to defend our land rights here, we will do that. Sheriff Tony DeMeo, you remember, he spoke at the first one.
What did Johnny Carson do in this happened? Joey's dad. Commercial.